So over the past week, I've been relatively sad because my favorite peripheral device for Microsoft Flight Simulator that I've basically rocked for every single one of my flights for the past 4 years, I would say, has not been available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And that, of course, is the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, the sponsor of today's video. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing about this peripheral device, because I do realize some people are new to this hobby, it's a comprehensive eye and head tracking peripheral that takes the immersion within Microsoft Flight Simulator to another level. Basically, it's like VR, but in a 2D setting where you can actually move your head around and actually enjoy yourself. Why am I saying all this? You guys are seeing the gameplay and the content in the background, and you guys get a good perspective of what this is. But unlike a proper VR headset, there's not much to configure. All you have to do is just take the product out of the box, attach it to the base or the top of your monitor using the provided magnetic strips, and simply use the USB cable and plug it into your PC, and then bam. Well, it's supposed to be like that, but for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, because of those problematic launch situations, for some reason, it causes a crash to desktop every time you try to configure this device in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Well, today we're going to be using an external software called OpenTrack to be able to teach you guys how to use the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 right now without any hitches. My good friends at Tobii Gaming are also holding a pretty healthy discount for this Black Friday period where you can pick up the device for up to 20% off. So in this video, not only will I be showing you my personal OpenTrack settings, but I'll also show you how this particular product helps enhance my immersion in the sim in 3 distinct situations. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please do let me know by leaving a like on the video, as well as subscribing to the channel and hitting that little notification icon to be able to stay up to date on everything Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. With that all said, let's get right into it. Alrighty folks, so the first step in actually getting this peripheral configured for MSFS 2024 is this OpenTrack software. The link to this GitHub page will be in the description section of the video, as well as in the top comments, so go ahead and find this page and come down here to this setup.exe and go ahead and download it. Once downloaded, go ahead and run the setup and make sure that you actually save the actual application down to your taskbar down here. It looks like a pink octopus. It's pretty hard to miss, but once you're done, do save it to the taskbar because we're going to be referencing a lot. And of course, go ahead and open it up, and this is what you should be greeting with. Everything should say tracking not started, and basically here's where I'm going to be explaining to you guys what you need to do to be able to get everything working. Quick shout out to Island Sim Pilot, without whom I would not be able to produce this video today. He's the one who actually showed me how OpenTrack works. Although Tobii Gaming did issue an official announcement talking about how to actually get this working, I actually found Island Sim Pilot's method much better, which is what I'm going to try to demonstrate to you. So if you guys want to get the full picture of how OpenTrack works, watch his video. It's also linked down in the description section of the video. But here's my settings. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and select your input as the Tobii Eye Tracker once you have actually plugged it into your PC. Make sure that your output is set to FreeTrack 2.0 Enhanced and that your filter is set to Acela, ACCELA, whatever it's called. Then hit start and actually move your head around, and you'll see that the actual octopus over here also moves when you look up and down, left and right. So that confirms that your Tobii Eye Tracker is working just fine, and now it's all about mapping the actual settings that you need to use. Alright, next up, go into options, and it's extremely important to bind these 2 commands. The first one is center. So what this does is if you're in the cockpit and if you're looking in a particular direction, simply hitting the left open square bracket key in this case will bring you back to your centered view, which is extremely important in case you're all turned around with the Tobii Eye Tracker. The toggle view down here is also pretty self-explanatory. That just turns off and on your Tobii Eye Tracker, so you can use your keyboard and mouse normally, or you can turn it back on in various different situations. Next up, I want you to go to this relative translation section and enable it. Now, there's a really good explanation given by Island Sim Pilot. I personally leave this setting on. It's way more intuitive, especially when I'm looking backward in the cockpit. And the final thing you want to do over here in the options is going into the filter settings and making sure that your smoothing in both this one as well as this one is set to the maximum possible setting. So 2.5 degrees for the yaw, pitch, and roll. And for the position filtering here, it's set to 1.5 millimeters. So make sure that's done. Go ahead and hit OK. And next up, let's go ahead and map our response curves. All right, so let's go into mapping right here. And this is what I personally have set up, again, with the consultation from Island Sim Pilot's video. Please go watch it. It's an excellent video. I will leave a link to it down in the description section of the video. I really can't overstate how much this helped me. So for yaw, I have this set to 45 degrees. As for the response curve right here, you can adjust this line by actually just simply dragging and dropping this at any particular point of time. Every time you want to get rid of a point, you just simply have to hover over it and press the right click button. So these are the 3 points that I have set up over here, and you guys can copy this for your own liking. Number 1 is at 13.5 by 40. And then we have 25 by 73 right here. And finally, at the very top, we have 35 by 180 as the dead zone. When it comes to pitch, our maximum input is 30 degrees, our maximum output is 90 degrees, and these are the 3 points that we have set up here. So first one is going to be 11 by 18, the second one over here is going to be 20 by 45, and the final one over here is going to be 25.5 by 90. What's also important to remember here for the pitch setting is that I also have asymmetric mapping below selected here, with one singular point which goes up to 20 by 90. What this does is it allows more tolerance every time you look up in the sim as compared to looking down in the sim, which just intuitively makes sense. Once again, Island Sim Pilot's video explains this beautifully, go check it out. And finally, for the roll setting, I have my max input set to 90 degrees with 3 other response curves right here. So the first one is at 13 by 37, the second one is at 23.5 by 84, and the last one over here is 30 by 180. Once all of these are set up, simply go ahead and hit OK. You do have to hit the start button here. You can do this even after the sim has started, but ideally do it before the sim has started, and as you can see, the octopus has begun to move. If at any point, of course, if you want to turn off the Tobii Eye Tracker in the sim as well, simply hit that keybind that we talked about, the toggle keybind, and as you can see, the numbers are moving, so it's recognizing my head is actually moving, but what it's not doing is actually moving the in-sim object, which in this case is the pink octopus. Anyways, let's get into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Alrighty, folks, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and as you can see, we are in the beautiful Grand Canyon right here in the United States aboard the FA-18 over here. So as you can see, everything is good, and we can check things out by kind of, using our mouse and everything. Look at that, the scenery looking amazing, as well as the sun and everything like that. But what's going to make this better is if we can actually just move our head around and look naturally as if we were in this canopy, in this cockpit right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that toggle button that we talked about, the semicolon button, and look at that, ladies and gentlemen, we have full control over our motion as well as our head. Now, you guys might be noticing that the mic is tripping out a little bit because I'm moving my head away from it, but fear not. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. How realistic is this? We can look up, around, and even look behind us. Well, we can look behind us into the seat. It's a little clunky, but oh, I don't want to go crashing. So let's go ahead and move. And let's give us some power and actually do some acrobatic maneuvers just so you guys can see. Now look, if I'm turning left like this, I want to see the clearance on my wing. I can't be, using my mouse and keyboard, but what I can do is I can just move my head. There we go. Awesome. Woohoo! We almost clipped that tree right there. That was pretty cool. Now, I don't want to be a chicken, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to do some low-altitude maneuvers. Don't expect me to talk too much as we try to do it. By the way, look at the Grand Canyon also. Like, it looks absolutely fantastic. I know that not all of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has this kind of imagery, but for the Grand Canyon, like, every single rock face, every single little piece of pebble even, I think I can see from all the way up here. I feel like I have hawk or eagle vision. But anyways, let's go low, and you guys can really see how the Tobii Eye Tracker comes into its own, especially because you can look around and see how things work out. Look at that. Look at how realistic this looks. Honestly, I know that, most of the times that we do just, full flights with airliners and everything on this channel, but sometimes it's really just fun to be able to go inverted over the Grand Canyon. There's an appeal to this. And also just be able to look up and kind of see the ground. Okay, that is really, really trippy, and I'm just going to level out. Ooh, that was close. That was really, really close. I clenched up my butt cheeks there a little bit. But anyways, go ahead and give it a little bit more throttle. We're already at 760 knots. It's kind of, you lose context of speed. Look at that. Amazing. Our pilot also seems to be sighing a lot, which is because his G-suit is really constricting him. And there we are. We're over some of the flatlands over here. Now, you guys might be wondering, oh my god, Varun, you have perfect lighting. Of course, the Tobii Eye Tracker is working perfectly for you. Well, that's not the case, actually. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 actually uses lasers and dot projectors to be able to map your face, and it even works in low light conditions. So let me go ahead and turn off some of the lights here, and I'll show you how it still works. Of course, the light from the monitor is still going to illuminate my face a little bit, but I really can't do anything about that. But let's go ahead and try to simulate those low light conditions now. Alrighty, folks. So I've gone ahead and turned off every light in my room, including my actual, sort of ambient lighting as well. And as you can see, my head is being perfectly tracked thanks to those lasers I was talking about. So low light is definitely not a concern. Just to show you guys that that wasn't a farce, we're going to do some high intensity maneuvers here. We're going to go ahead and go inverted and then flip back around. Look at that cinematic shot. I might as well use this cinematic footage in one of my next news episodes as well, but I really can't get over how good this Grand Canyon looks. Another thing a lot of people like to say about this product is that I wear glasses, and glasses obviously causes glare. How is it going to be able to read my eyes and my head and everything like that if I'm wearing glasses? Well, let me show show you. So my partially blind friends, I also happen to wear these prescription blue light glasses, and as you can see, it works perfectly fine. Now I do have eye tracking turned off specifically. I can tell you for a fact, in fact you can watch other videos on my channel showcasing this product, that the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 does capture your eyes even through all of this glare. So I don't know how it does it, I don't know the technology, but I think we're gonna crash here if I don't. Okay, thank God we managed to figure that out. Anyways, I think we've taken a good look with the fighter pilot. Let's go ahead and show you some mellow flight and show you a different way in which the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 can help with immersion in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Zealand, specifically Milford Sound over here in New Zealand. Let me just turn off the Tobii Eye Tracker for a second. I haven't actually seen this in the sim yet, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. I don't know if you guys can see this, but even the vegetation, I guess I just haven't had the time to test out these seasonal vegetation colors, but everything just looks so good. Even the textures on the mountains and everything like that. Alrighty, welcome back to the cockpit of the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Let's go ahead and center our view by pressing that button that we had bound in the initial section of the video and give it some power. And let's get out of here. Forgot to release the parking brake. We can just simply look down, come here, and go ahead and release the parking brake. How cool is that? Go ahead and recenter our view here and actually set up a view that's a little further away as well. I just want to fly around this valley and see how we actually get on. The scenery at the airport itself also seems pretty nice, I have to say. There we go, 59 knots. Wow. Even the water looks pretty. Oh, there's some water masking and stuff going on here as well. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Can we take a left here? I guess we shouldn't be flying towards a mountain, huh? Let's go ahead and take a right. Excuse the maneuvering here. It's not supposed to be a flight simulation explanation video or something like that. Okay, I'm not sinking, but oh my god, this is jaw-dropping. I have to say, this is absolutely breathtaking. Let's go ahead and see this in external view. I really want to show you guys what this looks like in outside view. Wow, look at this. And this is another question I get. Can you actually do all of this head movement in the outside view? Absolutely, you can. It works perfectly fine in the outside view as well. Now, I don't want to go crash into another mountain, so let's go ahead and go inside again. And speak of the devil, I was going to do just that. So thank God we actually got in exactly when we did. And we can go ahead and fly around this valley for a little while longer. Now, one thing I was talking about before, ideally, you shouldn't have to go through this open track and everything like that, although I still might, considering I really like the response curves over here. But Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 should natively also support this device very, very shortly. In the next couple hotfixes or so, I would expect complete compatibility with the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 with MSFS 2024. I feel like I'm in an Uncharted game or something. I genuinely feel like I'm in an Uncharted or Tomb Raider game or something like that. The amount of vegetation and canopy here that we're seeing, as well as the tree diversity and density, is pretty cool. I think I should make some more New Zealand flights. What do you guys say? Leave it down in the comment section below. Wow, look at that. Like, I know I keep saying it, but like, look at that. Is this handcrafted? Well, Asobo and Microsoft promised that nowhere will be handcrafted and everything should be procedurally generated, and this is just how the entire world looks. But I promise the entire world doesn't look like this. Like, this just looks special. Like, this looks fantastic. Wow. You can even see some of those cars and stuff down there in the distance, courtesy of the Tobii Eye Tracker. Just look down and you can see the cars. And wow. Let's go ahead and change the time of day and see how that works. Maybe, you know, put it to sunset time. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be doing that considering it's VFR, but hey, it's a flight simulator and we're going to try it. Alrighty, welcome to sunrise in Milford Sound. Honestly, it doesn't look as good as I was expecting it to look. We should maybe try live weather. Actually, let's do that. Try live weather in daytime. Yeah, switch live weather. Oh, it's snowing! It's snowing! I forgot about that. Oh my god. It's completely snow-capped, guys. Okay, we have to fly around some of these rock faces and stuff. I know the Cessna 172 Skyhawk isn't meant to do that. It's more for just level flight and the versatile aircraft, but actually there you can start to see some of the shortcomings of the sim. I'm just trying to check my displays. That's another thing you can do. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 does offer 6 degrees of freedom. So you can not only look left and right, roll like this, and look up and down, what you can also do is move closer and further away from objects, just like that. So pretty cool. But yeah, you can start to see that the textures are starting to lose their sort of definition over here. The textures do look pretty nice on the left side here. Okay, let's go ahead and roll the aircraft to the right just so you guys can see a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. So as we start approaching some of these rock faces, it's going to start looking nice. And I hope that when these servers get a little offloaded, everything starts looking amazing even at a distance. I know it's a lot to ask, but I do have a pretty decent internet connection, so I would expect that to be the case, honestly. All right, so it feels like we're cornering ourselves in this bit of a valley over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a right and try to get out of here. What do you guys say? You can even see that the trees on these individual mountains have snow on them, and how that changes their appearance a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and maintain this 10-degree altitude. Oh man, this looks amazing. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so with that all said, let me show you situation 3 in which I personally believe that Tobii Eye Tracker really thrives. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Calgary International Airport here in Canada. We recently did a flight aboard this very same aircraft and delivery, and what we didn't do was do an external walk around. And the third immersion factor is just this. It's cinematic content. I've been making some cinematic content for a while now, both here on FlyBy Simulations as well as FlyBy Expeditions, and the one thing I always do in this cinematic content is use my Tobii Eye Tracker to generate those smooth visuals, especially when I do those external walk around sequences. Now, in MSFS 2024, you already have a walk around feature, so it's going to look so much nicer when instead of just kind of moving statically like this, you can also look around. You can kind of make it natural, like I'm moving towards this, and I'm going to check some of these covers. Let's go ahead and make sure that the engine is doing okay. We walk under the aircraft. Oh wow, the engine is doing okay. That's not me actually moving around with my sticks at all. That's just me looking around with my head, which looks perfectly fine. Now in the flight deck itself, you'll also notice sequences when I actually power on the aircraft, especially with this 777 footage you guys are seeing in the background. Well, as you can see, without the Tobii Eye Tracker, you can't really do that because at some level you are restricted with that mouse. Apart from, of course, firing up the aircraft and being able to look around like this and creating those visually appealing scenes in cinematic content, another place where this really shines, especially in airliners, is of course when you're recording those takeoff and replay sequences. So especially if I'm sitting in the back of the plane here as a passenger, I can really pretend as if I am a passenger and look around, which you're not really able to do with a mouse. With a mouse, it's very sort of clunky, where you can really see that it's very lateral movements, but with an actual eye tracker, you can look up, you can look down, and you can really create those sequences of, oh my god, I'm an actual passenger. And it really adds to that cinematic quality. So if you are looking to create cinematic videos, get some sort of eye tracking peripheral device. My personal favorite is the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, but I know that there's others on the market. But if you guys do want to start making those cinematic videos, I would recommend getting some sort of peripheral device that allows you to do this just as much as it allows you to do this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this video today. There is a link down in the description section of the video where you can check out Tobii Gaming's 20% discount during the Black Friday period. It's only going to be around for another 2 days or so, so I would say if you guys have made up your mind, especially if this video has helped you, click on that link down there and go get yourself one of these yourself. With that said, if you guys enjoyed this video and want me to make more ad hoc videos like this, please do let me know down in the comment section below. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that bell or notification icon to be able to stay up to date with everything happening in the world of flight sim. With that all said, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for flying by.